Hello? Hello, are you me? You are welcome. Please, hello, if you are hearing me, you are coming in, just say I, say I, I. Today we are talking of mastering project writing and execution. That is, how you write a project and how can you execute it. Master, how can you be a master in project writing? Hello, 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 hello. If you are hearing me, please say hi. We are going to start very soon. The next 5 minutes. Please talk to others to join. You don't have within the next 20, 30 minutes. I want to finish it. Hello. Without wasting our time, please let's go to our presentation today. Hello. So today we are going to talk about how can we be a master in project writing. So um, just like we have the title, this is a comprehensive guide for final year students. Don't forget that you are already a final year student by the time you are starting your project. The first thing we will look at is what is project writing, project writing and execution. So that means there are two different parts of this presentation. The first one is project writing, then how can we also execute it? So the first thing we are going to look at is introduction to project writing. This session today or this presentation today is going to provide us with the tools to successfully write and execute a final year project in any aspect of microbiology. So, all why is project writing so important? Before you will be able to have a very good project writing, that means you must have a skill where written projects demonstrate your understanding of the subject and prepare you for the future, whether you are going to the resources or you are going for future research. So the first step is choosing a relevant topic. A successful project starts with selecting a topic that is both interesting and feasible. So if you want to choose your project topic, you will choose a topic that is very, very uh, useful for you, that is very, very interesting for you. Apart from that, you should also consider, is this project practicable? Is it feasible? Can you do it? Then you also need to consider the time. So, for example, if you would need, no matter how interesting a project will be, if it is going to take more than 1, 2, 3 years before you finish that project, since it is not a PhD work, I don't think you should need to do it first. Now, just like I told you in the first presentation last weekend, where I talk about ChatGPT, it is very important for you to make ChatGPT to be your guiding angel all the time. All the time. I told you the other time that ChatGPT is what you actually need. So you can prompt ChatGPT to tell you or give to you list of 10 or 20 topics that are going to be interesting and also is that is also going to be feasible as well. So you need to do this. Okay. The first step of choosing a topic, number one, you consider the literature. That is, you have to go straight into literature, identify the knowledge gap, discuss the idea with your supervisor, then you should be able to select a focused and manageable topic. So these are steps for you to choose a topic. Review literature, identify the knowledge gap, discuss ideas with your supervisor. So no matter the topic you must have chosen, you should be able to seek the opinion of the supervisor. Then thereafter, the supervisor is going to give you his opinion and ask you whether to proceed or not. So that's very, very important. So the next one, which I said you should start with literature review. It is the literature review that will help you to understand previous work in your field. For example, if you are in microbiology, that means you need to go and read more, read more literature, read more journals about the topic you want to do in microbiology. If you're in environmental biology, the same thing is also applicable to you. Okay, that's very, very important. Conducting research. Effective research involves gathering data, analyzing the results, and finding reliable sources to support your hypothesis. We are going to see more of this by the time we go on. Structuring your project. How can you structure? What is going to be the format, or what are going to be the format that you are going to use? The first one is a introduction. What should be under the introduction? We are going to talk about it. Methodology, we are going to talk about it. What should come under the short? We will also talk about it. Then discussion as well as conclusion. Introduction section. The introduction section should outline the background, the research question, statement of the problem, justification stroke rationale. Justification is the same thing as rationale and objective of your project. These objectives are divided into two aspects. The objective, which is called broad objective, is usually just one. Then the second one, which is always specific. These are particularly going to be like minimum of four. So that no matter what you have defined your topic, you should be able to make sure that you have both broad objective, which is the same. Broad objective is the same thing as aim, the same thing as aim. Then you should have like minimum of four objectives, specific objectives. So okay, you need to do that. Then under the Methodology section, methodology section. So this should describe the method you are going to use in getting your data and how the research is going to be conducted. So part of what will come under methodology include the study area, the subject focus, or the subject, the type of people, the group of people you are going to focus on. For example, if you want to focus on only the handicap or the pregnant women, this will form your subject. Then ethical consideration. All projects must have ethical consideration. That is something that will not make you that will not cause harm to you or cause harm to others. You need to take note of that. For example, some of you that will be working on the laboratory, you should make sure that immediately after, before or after your laboratory work, you start cleaning up so that you will not introduce hazard to others, protect others as protect yourself, then you should be able to protect others as well. What will come under ethical constitution, we are going to look at it in some other time. Then population, the population of your work, then details of methodology, that is procedure. For example, if we are going to talk about gram staining, isolation, identification, these are going to, which procedure are you going to follow? How many ml of distilled water are you going to add? How many gram of iodine are you going to add into? So all these will come under methodology and procedure. Then you now go to data collection techniques. This technique will include survey, experiments, fieldwork, and secondary data analysis. So we are going to see all this for you to know that all this will come under your chapter 3, which is um, mere materials and methods. Chapter 1 is your introduction, and I've given you what should come under introduction, which includes the background to your study, statement of the problem, rationale, justification, objective, which are broad objective and specific objectives. So then chapter 2 will be intensive review of literature. That is, you collect journals, you collect different journals, collect different articles together, you read them, then you'll be able to extract what you actually need from them. Then chapter 3 is going to be materials and method. Okay. Then analyzing your data, that will come under chapter 3. So you will, the close of chapter 3 will tell us what method are you going to use to analyze your data. Are you going to use computer? Are you going to, what are you going to use? So that should come under that. Chapter 4 is going to be your results. This result section should present your finding in a very clear and objective manner. So that is when you will go back to your objective and you start analyzing it one after the other with appropriate use of tables and graph. So this time around, you need to express your interpreted data in form of charts, in form of tables, and in form of text as well. So chapter 4, or what you can call 4.2, should be your discussion, which will be discussion to interpret your findings, thereby compare them with existing research. So and suggest area for further study. So this is the most tedious part of research. So very tedious. And you should be expecting nothing less than minimum of 10 pages of rigorous discussion. So you should prepare yourself for this. The conclusion section summarizes your research, highlights its significance, and emphasize or reiterate on key findings of your work. So then again, you have to be very, very conscious of time. If you are going to Hello, 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 hello. Hello? Hello, who and call? What is it now? Hello? Are you hearing me now? Please, if you are hearing me, please say hi. If you are hearing me, can you say hi? Okay. So, just like I was saying, let me briefly go back a bit so that we'll be able to see what we have been trying to say. Yes, summarily, what I have said so far, I told you that project, okay, I told you that project writing demonstrates your understanding of your field. If you're in biology, that means you have to demonstrate that you really understand biology very well. And that's why you must be able to make sure that whatever you are going to do and whichever area you are going to focus on is going to further improve your understanding on that subject. Okay, then choosing a relevant subject or relevant topic, the first assignment that you need to do is to make sure that you choose very relevant topic to your work. You cannot be in microbiology and you go and choose something that is entirely not even related to your work at all. So you must choose a relevant topic, and a successful project will depend solely on the topics you choose. So your topic should have two characteristics. The first one should be the topic should be interesting. Then the second is that it should be practicable. It should be a topic that is going to be is going to involve practical, that you use your hand to do it. You will not just conceptualize a topic as being interesting, and at the end of the day you will not be able to practice it in your locality. So that means you must be able to adapt it to your environment. Then again, these are the first steps of choosing a topic. The first one is you'll be able to review your literature. You go straight, you read journals, you read a lot of articles online, websites, you read a lot about that your area, that is microbiology. Then the next thing is that you will be able to identify the knowledge gap. If there is no knowledge gap, there's no need for you to go and research on anything again. So what we are saying in essence is that there are four different steps that you must follow. Review the literature. It could be through websites, visiting websites, reading of journals, a lot like that. Or it could be your as a result of your own practical experience or experience through the year um of your training. So that could be like that. Then the next one is you should be able to discuss the ideas with your supervisor. No matter what, you will not just go and just pick any topic, and at the end of the day that topic will not be so relevant or will not be something that your supervisor will have to approve. So what we are saying in essence is that you should be able to discuss the idea with your supervisor. For example, you can just tell your supervisor that you want to work in this area. This is where you want to focus on. After you must have conceptualized your topic, then the next thing should be the approval. You should subject it to the approval of your supervisor. Then after that, you should be able to now focus, select a focused, manageable topic. So what we are saying in essence that the topic you are going to choose should not be the topic that you will just not focus in one area. You want to write on, you want to do your topic in bioinformatics, then at the same time you also want to do it in the other research area. So that is not what we are saying. So you should be able to select a focused, manageable topic. Then the next one, the next slide is you will start your work. Just like I said, you start researching your work, or you start your getting your project title from searching the literature. You will not be the first time. Nothing is new as far as your area is concerned. Nothing is new. You are not the first person that will work in microbiology. So that will tell you that no matter what, you should be able to subject your topic. You should be able to get different materials that will actually guide your understanding or your knowledge or your journey towards your project. Your project is always a journey of nothing less than 6, 8, and even 1 year. So that is the reason why that you are starting your project as soon as possible. Immediately after uh, this presentation now, I will be asking you to start bringing in your topic, start conceptualizing your topic so that we will be able to know. Don't forget that under my own supervision, there are 4 different areas. The first one is lab work, the second one is drug design, the third one is vaccine development, and the fourth one is going to be on the other one, which is bioinformatics. I said vaccine development, antimicrobial resistance, that is still under bioinformatics, drug design, still under bioinformatics, and the other one is nothing but the lab work. And this time around, I am going to make sure that everybody, be it microbiology or environmental biology, all of you, the first thing you will do, I am going to see how we can work around getting 1 or 2 things around. All of you will work in the laboratory, just a kind of, it might not be more than just 2, 3 days, but I want you to have practical experience, all of you, because what I discover is just that even people that will work in bioinformatics, they do ask them very simple question: what is bioinformatics? And they don't even know what bioinformatics is very, very shameful, and I don't want something like that to actually repeat itself this time around. So I'm going to subject all of you to laboratory work, laboratory training. So you are going to do it. You should be able to do it. So irrespective of it. So that is where you are going to start first. All of you, maybe this week or next week, I am going to ask you to start doing that. Okay. So the next slide. Okay, the literature review will help to understand previous work in the field and build the foundation for your research. If you don't have literature, if you don't have anybody that has actually worked in your area, that is telling you that you are not going to be able to complete that building. So that is why we are saying that your literature review should be very, very broad. Should be very, very broad, because that is going to guide your area, I mean your project. Then conducting research. Effective research involves gathering data. Your data could be in form of gathering experiences, So you start gathering data, you analyze your results, and you find reliable sources to support your hypothesis. We are going to see all this as we go on. Then what's the structure of your project? Chapter 1 is going to be introduction, chapter 2 is going to be methodology, sorry, chapter 2 is going to be literature review, chapter 3 is going to be methodology, then chapter 4 is going to be 4.1. Chapter 4 will be divided into two subsections. The first one is your result presentation. Your result presentation. The second one, which is 4.2, is going to be the interpretation of your results. Interpretation of your result. Then 4.3 is going to be your discussion. So your discussion, while your chapter 5 will be conclusion and recommendation before you talk of so just like I said, under introduction, you have the following: background to the study, research questions, statement of the problem, justification or what you call rationale, and broad objective. That is the objective. The objective are divided into two: broad objective as well as a specific objective. So the next thing is methodology, which is going to be your chapter 3, as I said. So should describe the method you want to use to gather your results. So this time around, though, I want you to know that it is not a matter of you just be writing in bullets. You have to write everything in essay format. Everything in essay format. 15 ml of distilled water was added to 15 ml of ethanol and was incubated at the room temperature for 1 hour. All these are part of what you form your method section. Okay, data collection techniques. Techniques may include survey, like experiment, field work, there are some, and secondary data analysis. So for some of you that will work on bioinformatics, it's still part of what you can call the field work. Okay, analyzing your data, stroke, which involve interpreting the data to be able to draw conclusion, support this, then writing results as well. Even if you are going to use we are going to use somebody that is going to help you in writing, but whichever way, you should be able. I have told you that even if you are employing the services of artificial intelligence, at the end of the day, you should still it's going to be like when you are making use of a vehicle that will just convey you to your destination, but is not going to perform your own role for you. So after you must have being able to get your work together, you still need to do it, subject it to your own. Don't just leave it on the table. Don't so you have to read it, you have to go through it, analyze it, digest it, so that if anybody asks you anything about it and it's not even clear to you, you should be able to know. Okay. The discussion, interpret your findings, just like I've said. Discussion is the most tedious aspect. So after that, you need to learn time management. You don't take forever to do things. You should be able to have timeline for everything. For example, your literature, your lab work, just devote like okay, one month for your lab work, or 2 months for your lab work, or 3 months for your lab work. Then your results writing, your results writing and plotting of your graph, interpretation of this, how long it's going to take you. Then project planning, research writing, data analysis, and review, which is ensuring you meet deadlines. Okay, so if I'm giving you deadline and you are not meeting up, that means you are not a good research student. Okay, importance of deadline. Meeting deadline is crucial in project execution, because it will allow you to stay on track and deliver the quality of your work. Just like I told you that most of your work will be contracted out. Most of the You will just do your work to certain stage, then the interpretation and conclusion. For example, those that will do molecular analysis, all these are part of what you should do, and you make sure that it is timely. Don't use forever and think that forever is what you are going to spend on that. So importance of deadline. Using reference management, so there are event planners, there are AI that can help you to plan and organize you so that you'll be able to be time conscious. Okay, editing and proofreading, just like I told you, you have to edit your work, you proofread it, to check it over and over and over and over for spelling error, mistake error, dotting all your dotables, and your eye and everything. You have to make sure you do that. That is editing. Submitting your project, ensure that all required documents are attached. For example, if you have tables, make sure you attach all the tables. Follow the submission guideline that will be given to you by the department. So how can you overcome? There's no way. You will come across different challenges. How will you overcome it? There are certain times, apart from money challenges, there are certain times that even you need to battle with time. There are certain times that you might even have your money at hand and might not even have where to buy it, and your challenge could be in form of storage facilities and so on and so forth like that. So overcoming challenges, whether related to research, it could be in form of writing. Sometimes you can just, if you are not so careful, you can just discover that by the time you are editing, you can edit correct like for 4 or 5 days. If you are not saving your work somewhere, if you are not careful, everything can just go on like that. And that's the reason why that you have to be paying full attention to whatever you are doing. Whatever you are doing on your work, you should be able to keep it. There was a time that somebody was still asking me, that was a few weeks to when they would defend. Others have completed their own work. She stored her data somewhere, the whole of her work somewhere, and when she came, everything, viruses has just wipe off everything. So these are part of challenges. How do you overcome this? Is part of whether you are a good researcher or not. Okay, seeking guidance from your supervisor. Consult your supervisor regularly. Regularly, there are so many times I will just, you have to be consulting, and this is sir, I want to show you this, can you just help me to do this, can you, and this time around we will do more of online. We do more of online. What I mean is that sometimes you might be, you might be needing my own attention and I may not have it. I may not have the time. That's why I told you the other time that you should always make ChatGPT to be your very close friend, close companion. Wherever, anytime you have problem, you consult ChatGPT. All these are very important. Maintaining motivation. There are so many times that it will turn as if the whole world is against you. It will, you get to certain project, certain journey of your project, that everything will be working against you. You have to stay focused. Focus on your goals. Remind yourself of the importance of completing your project. Don't be discouraged. I remember there was a time somebody, one of my past students, was working on a vaccine design, and that vaccine design, for a single table on vaccine you can spend like 2 weeks drawing just one table. So table one, table two, table three, table four. So she has gotten to, I think, table four, three or four, and all of a sudden she was looking for table four, one to three, all the tables, and lo and behold, she could not get it again. Then there are sometimes those that will work on vaccine, they will choose like 30 different. If they choose if they choose like too small, some of them will just say, "Ah, I don't want to waste my time." They will just go and choose antigen like 20. And at the end of the day, by the time they start subjecting them, they just discover that at the end of the day, no, very few, either one that will now pass to the last stage. So, and they cannot construct vaccine with just one antigen. They cannot. So what they will do, what will they do? That's why they have to start with a very large antigen, so that at the end of the day, by the time they are filtering it, they will be able to even have one that they will use in plotting or constructing their uh, own vaccine. That's very, very important. So whatever, you have to stay focused. Nobody is going to console you so many times. You are the one that should give yourself self consolation that you shall need to finish it. Some other people encounter more heinous task, but at the end of the day they finished. I've seen people crying, and at the end of the day they will still have to motivate themselves. They need to encourage themselves so that they will be able to finish that project. Any unfinished project is like and unfulfilled dream and unfulfilled goals. Okay, common mistake to avoid: you have to avoid procrastination. Instead of you to start your work this week, you say no, I think I have something to do this week. Now say let it be next week. When next week come, you still say, oh, I still have another thing to do. There will always be no time. There will always be no time, no best time. You should know that there's no best time for you. The time you have is the time you have to start now. You have to start now. So lack of proper planning. So before you get into the laboratory, is not something that it is when you get to the laboratory that's when you'll be planning of what to do. No, before you get to the laboratory, before you get to your computer, you should be able to have planned ahead steps that I want to do. I'm going to prepare nutrient eager today. That's why all of you should be able to have, including those ones that will even work on in bioinformatics. You need to have a note, hard notes. Go and get your hard note every day. Everything you are doing every day, you need to write them down in form of steps. Maybe the first step is retrieving antigen, and you are able to do that. Do it, document it. So you have to lack of proper planning and failure to properly cite your sources. For example, every methodology you are going to use, every step you are going to use, you must cite the references. You must cite the authors. Don't say you just go and pick the steps without you want to say, oh, I will remember that it was a delicate method. No, as soon as you are retrieving that information, make sure you also the source put the source immediately, so that the methodology you are going to use, we are going to make sure that oh, this is a methodology according to so. Okay, that is very, very important. Then yes, I told you yeah, this our presentation is just like the same methodology that we make use in Google Meet for collaboration. So Google Meet allow you to hold virtual meeting with your supervisor and peers to discuss ideas and progress. So now if you are working, if you are, for those of you that will be working in the lab, you should have your own group. You'll be able to organize a Google Meet, organize virtual meeting whereby you share idea, you combine ideas together. Those that will be working in on bioinformatics, vaccine design, you should have your own subgroup. Those that will be working on drug, have your own subgroup, so that you will be able to cross fertilize, and the general group that is going to be a group that will now combine all of you with me, you know, as your supervisor, so that so many times I can just come and ask you to come and do the presentation of your own subgroup. So Google Meet, this type of a meeting is going to be so regular. At least There is just say that every week we'll be meeting nothing less than 3 times, nothing less than that, if not more, so that I will not, you are not going to be without somebody that is guiding you. So that what I just discovered is just that you continually need someone to guide you. You continually need an idea. And if there is anything, thank God that we have gotten tool that we can use to hold online meeting. So be rest assured that, let me just say that minimum of 3 times in a week, we'll be having regular meetings. So you have the one that you yourself, you also have meetings with your cohort group, that is your subgroup member. So, and so that at the end of the day, everybody will be on the same page. Collaborating with peers, collaborating with peers can help you gain new insight and improve the quality of your work. Don't, you cannot be an island, you cannot be Mr. Know It All. I don't want to interact with anybody. No, you should be able to interact in your cohort group, in your subgroup. You should be able to interact with people so that you will not be left alone. Please, if you are still hearing me, I want you to say hi. If you are hearing me, just type hi so that I will be able to know that you are hearing me. I have only 2 or 3 slides to go, but I want you to say hi if you are hearing me. Please reply in the comment section. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi if you are hearing me. Okay, I can see Akande Praise, Emiola Munirat. Okay, Babatunde Esther. Okay, I have just 3 more. Okay, okay, say hi. Okay, okay. Yeah, Fatima Rasak join us from YouTube. That's fine. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah. So the next one is a benefit of online projects. Benefit. I told you that this time around I'm going to teach you a lot of online tools, online bioinformatics, online artificial intelligence tools that you can use to do a lot of things. Okay. So for example, tools like Trello, Asana, Google Doc will help you to organize your tasks, set your deadlines, and be able to track your progress. You should be able to know all this. Now, what you can do is you can make use of ChatGPT to tell you how can you use Trello for your projects as your project management tools. So it's going to help you. So please don't play at all. Don't play away and don't play with ChatGPT. Okay, so preparing for the defense, you should be able to know this time around that now you are going to have 3 types of defense now, according to the departmental decision. The first defense you are going to do is to come and defend what is called your proposal. What is called your proposal, you will write your proposal. Then maybe I'm going to find time, maybe if not tomorrow, maybe on Tuesday, I'm going to give you how can you write details of your proposal, how can you prepare it, and what should be the ingredient. So I'll just pick different topic, and I will be able to say what should be the format for writing proposal. Then your presentation. So this time around, you are going to write your proposal to this level so that the proposal is what you will continue to improve on. You continue to improve on so that that is the departmental decision. So after that proposal, the next thing you will do is you write what is called post-field. After you must have done your analysis, after you must have done your write-up, before that is going to be the internal defense so that we can actually organize that defense. And you know, because we don't want anybody to continue to put us into to disgrace us when the external examiner will just be coming. honestly speaking, the external defense of the environmental biology has not been so interesting. So now is the time to ask question and anything that is related to your project writing and execution. So and I really want to thank you for your participation. Remember, successful project execution would depend on three things: relies on planning, the way you plan. Whosoever that is failing to plan is going to is planning to fail. If you do not plan, that means there will be failure. Then your research is very important, very important. Before you go to the field, even if you are going to the field, before you do anything, you should have a that perseverance, that is endurance. You have to endure a lot of things. Okay, so having said that, I don't know if any one of you has any question. If you ask any question, please uh, post it to me on WhatsApp, or post it to me on the comment section. Okay, is there any question? If there is no question, if there is no question, just say thanks before you log out. Say thanks before you log out. If you don't say thanks, I won't take your attendance. Say thanks before you log out. Thanks before you log out. Is anybody still around? I have only few people that are still remaining here. Okay. I can see Fatima Rasak. Thank you. Akande Praise. Thank you. Thank you. Akande Praise. Any other person? Thank you. Akande Munira, thank you. Babatunde Esther, thank you. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Nazareth, thank you. Thank you. So see you. Thank you. Thank you. Tomorrow we are still coming back tomorrow. We are coming back tomorrow, but I'm going to design what you are going to do tomorrow. Are coming back here tomorrow. Don't forget I gave you task on ChatGPT. So I may decide that we'll first of all listen to that before we go on. But I don't know what's going to. We are coming back here tomorrow by the grace of God. Certainly, we are coming back here tomorrow. So always check. I've told you always check the group. Always check the platform for information. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Esther, Babatunde, and Ashabi should get in touch with me for what will be needed for physical presentation. Physical presentation is starting tomorrow. Okay, starting on Tuesday, sorry. Tuesday to Thursday. It's only when the physical presentation will come. So that's the first stage of physical presentation. Uh-huh. So the next people that present very well will not need to go into the next physical presentation. Uh-huh. But those that will not present well are those ones that will still go on. They can present as many times as possible. Don't forget on the 20th October is the presentation. Yeah, is the departmental presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.